that you've been doing great. And, the labs, everything supported phosphorus, potassium. I know we're waiting on adequacy, but there's no reason for me to suspect anything being inadequate as far as your treatment.
Right.
And I think in looking at your lab, we just have one little suggestion. You'll probably remember this orange pill that you used to take when you were in center, and that is for high parathyroid.
Yeah.
The high parathyroid usually happen when you can't get your phosphorus under control, but it's so unpredictable. In your case, last month we thought, okay, it's high, but is it just a fluke because your phosphorus is so perfect? So let's wait.
Right.
Then we waited this month; it's high again, and that is high. While the phosphorus is so perfect, so we don't think there's a really good explanation for it, and it's related to the kidney just not converting to the active vitamin D. And the treatment is that calcitrol, which is the active vitamin D, and it will bring it down. But we know from before that you're quite sensitive to it, and we don't want to be overly aggressive. So we're gonna try just the smallest dose of it, and then repeat the PTH later on. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Was there any? Okay. Well, what's your average ratings?
Well, Frank, you have the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The average for systolic doc is 113 to 165 or 187. You have 187 the last, huh? 160 is doc. Yeah.
That's quite high.
One time he had 187.
Oh, just one time? What
Yeah,
is
just
the
one time doc.
average, Frank?
But the average is 113 to 150 is doc.
Okay. The perfect blood pressure for you should be no more than 130. Okay, because you're young. We, especially with transplant evaluation and everything, we want to get the blood pressure under control. So we might have to pay close attention to the blood pressure and make further adjustment.
A lot of that has to do with the fact that I don't take blood pressure medicine before I get on the machine because I'm concerned about that's probably why it's high like that. Because I don't, if I take it, then it'll drop, and then I have a problem during the treatments at the end. Because my blood pressure drops significantly at the end.
When you're done with the treatment, do you do the post blood pressure?
Just when I get off the machine. And depending on what is, that determines whether or not I actually take the medication that night. Like the last couple of treatments, I've been
on
like
the flow sheet, you wrote down that those readings too, right?
I'm sorry? Say it again?
You wrote down those readings also, the post-dialysis blood pressure?
Just in the charting on my after my treatments.
Okay. So the after treatment, Frank, what was the number you got there?
After treatment for the sitting doc, so this was one. Go ahead. So this was the one that you have one time, right? The 187
that's after?
for sitting. Yeah, this is after, right?
Yeah.
Only one time that you had this.
But I think this was the latest one.
It's the 9071.
Yeah, that's the latest one. That's why I don't take the blood pressure medicine.
This is when you're standing. Doc, usually the couple of times when he will take the blood pressure standing post-treatment is always low.
Oh, all the red ones. I see. Okay. Yeah, all the red ones.
It averages, the diastolic averages from 81 to 99 for the systolic.
Okay, I gotcha. So, Okay. Okay.
And then if it's
Okay,
something like this,
alright.
I'll just like if it's something like this, like 145 at the end, I'll take like half of like both the pills. I don't know.
So at the moment, Doc, Carl have correct 25 milligram half tablet by Mike about half tablet twice a day,
Mm-hmm.
and then the hydralazine is one tablet, 25 milligram one tablet 4 times a day as needed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, I think the blood pressure that we saw that's high sometime, it was before treatment, and after the treatment seemed to drop appropriately, and it seems like you know how to manage this pretty well, Carl. So I'll leave you on this regimen, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we always want it not too high, not too low. So, I know we talked about this before. Try to aim for like around 130. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So now, we talked about transplant and their, a list of things that they need. Do you think you completed it all?
So far, I'm up to date for
Mhm.
which one was it? I think for CPMC, I need an echocardiogram and a cardioangiogram for them next year. I think. Wait, no. UC Davis. I need that.
For UC Davis.
Yeah. I need those two things for UC Davis next year, and then I have. They need for CPMC. They need something in June, but I'm sort of trying to start the process now. So I asked them for the requisition for that now, so that way if they could just get me in early, then they can just do it. Whatever they need to do, have it be echo or angiogram, and just get it finished before June.
So for Davis, I have echocardiogram
Mm-hmm.
due April 1st.
Okay.
EKG for on May 1st. And then cardiac stress test due June 1st. And that's
Okay.
for Davis.
Okay. So the April 1st, I called them and they said, I called them and tried to get it done, and they said that I didn't have to worry about that.
Huh.
And the May 1st,
Is the EKG.
the EKG. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
they didn't even tell me anything. This is Davis. Like
Yeah.
they didn't even tell me anything about that. Like they were just like, "Oh, it's in June." I tried to get it done in April, and it's almost like the end of April. So they're not communicating with me like what they need me to do.
Right.
Yeah, Carl, the turnover. Good thing you're so on top of it. The turnover of the coordinator over there is very high.
Yeah, because I'm with somebody right now. Her name is Twilight, and like she has like no
Yeah.
desire to speak to me like whatsoever. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I just recently called and talked to her. That's how I got all this
It's a constant
information.
thing over there.
That's how I got all this
Yeah.
information. I had to call and ask them because UC Davis is apt to just do things and then not inform me that they did it. So I just wanted to know if I was even still on the list active.
You are active on their wait list. I have it right here.
Yeah. She told me.
Yeah, you
She called me
are.
back like a week later and was just like, "Oh, you're still active on the list." I didn't know. Like I don't really trust Davis's. I don't really trust them that much. Like they haven't instilled a lot of trust in me that I can depend on them if I just let them do this. So I have to. I'm constantly trying to like talk to them, to see what's going on.
Yeah.
CPMC, they prove.
That's the right approach, and the reason we want them. I'll be like dead honest with you. Between CPMC and UC Davis makes it a lot harder for my experience.
Mm-hmm.
For us to work with, and they're extremely picky. But I'm glad that you're active on the list. Their communication isn't the best, but what we, the reason for us to put up with them, even though we have CPMC, is that they have the shortest wait list. Usually patients tend to get who are active on their list because they're extremely picky. when they picked you, you tend to get the kidney a lot faster. Okay, so even though I don't like, they're probably not my favorite, but I'm glad that you're on their list, and they constantly making asking for these updated things, even though they may or may not communicate with you, which they should. We all know that you can't just be communicating with the dialysis team without telling the patient,
Right.
because you have other doctors ordering these things for you. And you don't want to look bad, like you didn't provide them with sufficient and updated data. But it's I don't see them fixing this issue anytime soon. Well, the best is I think a lot of what they ask for is relatively non-invasive. It's annoying, and when you have the new coordinator or who's in charge of your file, which will change, I guarantee you that. But I think you did the right thing already of staying on top of things and not rely on people over there. So just take a list of what we have to do. We still have time, and if this ever happened, or if you ever in a situation where you weren't informed and all of a sudden you pass the deadline, well, they're going to have to make an exception, because you never told us we need to do this, and now we hit the deadline. So but so far from what I heard, we haven't hit that deadline. So the EKG, hopefully, that's unfortunately we don't do it in our office, but any primary care office should be able to do that.
Okay, because I didn't even know until like right now where I'm being told, like I didn't even know I had to do EKG.
Yeah, I know.
So like I don't know what to ask for, like I can't just be like, oh, I want an EKG. Well, EKG of what? Like your ankle?
No, that's the heart.
Right. Like what am I asking for an EKG? Like I can ask for the EKG. I just don't know like what body part that Okay, so the EKG of the heart.
Yeah, and then can you give him the list?
Yeah,
I think we
yeah.
talked.
I'm
we
doing
went
that
over
right
a few
now.
things.
Okay, because I can do it. I just need to. The thing is that, and I had the same problem. I had the same problem when I was trying to get listed. It's just like I can do it if you just tell me what I need to do. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Just
yeah, I hear you, Carl. It's
like
not your
and this is
fault
no
at all.
and no disrespect to like Dr. It's like, listen, well, are you on the transplant list? Like, no, because you guys won't tell me what to do. Like, just tell me what I need to do, and I will go do it.
The constant thing over there, but we need them because their wait list is quite a bit shorter than CPMC. This we're talking like half in some cases, like three versus 6 or 4 versus 8. So that's why we're like, oh, okay, well, you're annoying, but I'm gonna have to still work with you.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's all I got, which is not like the best way to close it. I should have brought this up first and then talk about your beautiful laughs. the laugh would have been a better ending, but this is my system, so.
Right.
Yeah, but and things that if you think like I've just done this for CPMC, why are you asking for it again? Just tell them that. Like I just did the echo for CPMC. Like, can you share the results? Most of the time they just don't know, and if they can share the result, we can save time that way.
Okay.
Okay.
You doing okay?
I'm doing all right. Still get.
Let me see with the saline. Okay.
Okay. I still get frustrated from time to time thinking about like the weight.
Oh, you're gonna.
And it's just like I'm getting like I keep hearing like conflicting things. Like I'm hearing 3. I'm hearing 4 to 5. I'm hearing 5 to 7. I'm hearing 7 to 10. And it's like I don't know. You know.
Yeah.
And I just try not to worry about it because it's like if you were to ask Doctor,
Yeah.
right, that's what she would say. And she, you know, she would know because, you know, she does this all the time.
Right.
But if you were to ask, like, the transplant center, they're going to be like, oh, that's going to be, like, 7 to 10.
Mm.
Just very nonchalantly, they just like, oh, you don't have to wait 7 to 10. It's, you know. So I don't really know what to think. I don't really know what to, you know, like, I don't really know. You know, I just don't know. And I'm having like conflicting emotions of like, what if they do call me? You know, like what if they do call me in like 3 years? You know, am I just supposed to be all like grateful and happy, or you know, pissed off that they just like blew me off for 3 years of my life I'll never get back? You know, plus the HLH stuff. Like you're not really privy to that, but it was like a horrible experience for me. You know, like chemo's not fun, and you know, I was at my primary care and I'm having this back pain, and she's just talking about the platelets, and the platelets was like that was the thing, you know, with the HLH, like that was the thing.
I don't wanna. This is expired. It's expired.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Thank you.
What was I saying? You know, my primary care was just like, I don't want to like scare you, which you should probably talk to anything. The only thing I'm really concerned about is like going back to the chemo again. And I'm not overly concerned about the HLH coming back, because if it came back, like I think I would know. Because the first time, like I didn't know, but this time, like I think I would know, and I'm still walking around.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it's not. I don't think it's that. It could be, but I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
And you know, like that took like 2 years to resolve. You know, and still some of that is still carrying over. Like the fallout from that led to this.
Right.
You know, so that's like 2 years of that, and then 2 years of this being, 2 years of being on dialysis, plus however long it's gonna take them to like get me a kidney that they swear up and down they're just like looking as hard as they can. So, it's just gonna be a long time. Like if it's 7 years, like this 4 years that I was dealing with this plus the additional 7, I'm gonna be like well until like my mid 40s. If that's the time, and a part of me doesn't want to believe that, but a part of me is just like, damn well they're gonna fucking make you wait like 7 fucking years for this kidney. Like, like don't be a mark. Don't put any hope and energy into this, because you're gonna get fucked on this, just like you got fucked on everything else that involved this. So it's difficult to try to you can't give up hope. I'm like, well, shit. You fucking wait for something 7 years, like a life-changing event to take place. It's not like I'm waiting for a movie to come out.
Right.
Right. Or like I'm waiting in a line at McDonald's, to get a Big Mac.
Right.
Like I'm waiting for like an internal organ that I need for like my body to function.
Live.
To live.
To live. Yeah. I think the thing too, though, is that is another treatment. They say that, right? That a transplant is just another treatment, because the truth is that once you get that transplant, you still have to really take care of it. And so there's, you have to make sure that you're taking those meds on time. So it's not like you completely escape kidney disease at that point.
Yeah, I know. I have no illusions about any of this stuff. I know, but it's just like I know someone on social media that just got a kidney transplant.
Nice.
And it's like nothing ever happened. Like they don't treat it that way. But like they don't talk about all the pills they have to take, and they don't talk about any of that. Like they don't talk about any of that stuff because they got the kidney, and it's made everything significantly much easier. It's just I know it's not a cure,
right?
Like I
That's good.
don't have any illusions about this. Like I'm not just like they'll give me the cure. Just like no. Like
well,
it's not my organ. Like it's not my organ. You know, like the body rejects things that don't belong to it.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's just, man, I know it's not going to be easy, but it's not a cure, but it will make things significantly much easier for me. You know, and that's all I want, really.
Yeah.
I just want easy. I don't want no more bad. I don't want no more adversity. Fuck all this character stuff. I got enough character. I don't want no more adversity.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like, and I think that's the issue with a lot of this is it. Like they wanna like, you know, you watch these videos on YouTube and you know, and they paint this picture that it's just gonna be this magical experience,
Right.
and it's like that's not how it's like, and they're just like, no, you're just a pessimist. Like, listen,
No.
okay, optimists make the plane, pessimists make the parachutes.
There you go. That's good.
Okay.
And you know, it's a little bit of both, right?
Right, like you
reality is a little bit of both.
Like, it's like you can't have one without the other. Like, if
No,
this
you
plane,
cannot. No.
this fucking plane goes down,
Right.
what are we gonna do? Well, it's not gonna happen. You don't know that.
You don't know that. Look what
Right.
happened with the Titanic.
Right.
Yeah. You don't know that.
Right, and you know, and you try to explain this to them, and they're just like I'll try to explain this to my mom. Like, Mom, listen, I need to train you how to do some of this stuff. So if in the event,
Right. If something happens.
if the event I am incapacitated,
Right.
you need to know what to do to help me, because I'm not gonna be able to help. I'm not gonna be able to talk you through this. She's like, oh, it's not gonna happen.
Wow.
But in the event that it does happen,
Right.
like, you need to know you need to know what this machine does.
Right.
You need to know how to help me. You need to know what
Yeah.
what button does what, how to open this to get me what I need,
Yeah.
so that way I won't like die sitting here, or you know, the ambulance might not get here in time, or whatever, you know. And she's just like, well, you know, I'll just keep faith and nothing's gonna happen. I'm like, you don't know that. Like, you
Yikes.
don't know that.
That's like the whole don't wear a mask thing.
Yeah, like, I mean,
or don't get a vaccine thing.
right, you know, and they're just like, well, I'm not gonna get a vaccine. Would you get the flu shot? Yeah, it's the same
It's
shit.
the same. Yeah.
Like, it's the same exact
Do
thing.
you wear a seatbelt?
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Well, I'll never get into an accident. You don't know that. Like, you
You
can't
don't
control what
know.
these other people on the road are gonna do.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, so yeah, I mean,
It's a frustrating process because nobody either wants to tell me anything or they can't tell me anything. You know, and I lean more towards the prior of like, oh, we know we ain't gonna fucking tell him anything. You know, we're just gonna make him wait. I don't know, like, why that is. You know, I don't know if they don't want people like comparing themselves or seeing like, and this is gonna put on my tinfoil hat here, but seeing like a pattern of maybe minorities or like lower on the list.
sure,
and,
of course.
You know, and they're just like, hey, well, you know, Mr. Martinez and, you know, DeMonte is on the bottom of the list, and Mr. Johnson and Tom is at the top. You know,
Right.
and they just got on the list 2 months ago. Like,
Right.
that shit's not fair. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
But,
those
yeah.
are fair. I don't want to say assumptions. That's fair because there has been, you know, such inequality. I mean, I showed you that thing.
Yeah, I was just
There's
about
been
to say that.
such inequality in medicine.
Yeah,
you
I was
know,
just about to say that. Just like historically.
historically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, like this morning I was watching CBS and they were talking about how, I forget if it's like 3% of pilots are African American. I'm like,
Like for
are you
airplanes?
kidding me?
For airplanes?
Yeah, it was like ridiculous. I was like, are you kidding me? Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I don't, because I'm just like, I don't want to, you know, bother anybody, all the stupid stuff that's going on with me. Because it'll just be me just like rehashing the same things over and over again. You know, but I do find that like the frustration is, it's like I've reached the part, like I've reached like the anger stage of like the grief. Like this is just where I'm at right now. You know, like right now I've sort of gotten past like the sadness stage and all that stuff. But, like it's like it ebbs and it's like ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
You know, so right now I'm just like in the angry stage. I was just like, how dare these people make me wait? And they keep telling me that I'm this great candidate and all this other stuff, and you know all these numbers and stuff. Like, none of that matters because it's not getting me a kidney any faster. You know, So they're just like, aren't you so happy that your numbers are great? No, not really. You know, like, well, why not? You're just a horrible person. Like, oh shit, okay, we're doing that again. Okay, so you know, it's like, but any of this stuff getting me a kidney any faster? Well, no. Then what? Why should I give a shit? You know, like, is it giving me more points on the list? You know, well, no.
That part is true, though. That part is true. It does give you more points on the list because if you're constantly, you know, messing up with your phosphorus and you know your albumin or you know missing treatments, all that they're like tick tick tick, you know. So yeah, it is important that you keep up on that, very much so. And when she was encouraging you about calling them, she's right. When you call, I mean, not, you know, don't be mean, but you know, when you call them and you're like, hey, I'm just wondering what tests I need or whatever, that shows them that you have incentive, that you are taking responsibility for your care. So no, that is a good thing.
Because I remember I was sitting around, you know what made me call them? Because I was like, and I was thinking about UC Davis, and I'm just like, I was sitting around and I was thinking to myself, I'm willing to bet you they took me off the list and didn't even say anything.
No.
Like, you know what? You know what? Let me call him right now.
That's good. See, that's good. And you are active on the wait list, so that is good. But like we said, you know, just because you get the transplant, okay, now there comes, you know, other responsibilities.
Yeah, I know. But I would much prefer
those responsibilities.
Yeah, I would much prefer that than just.
That's true. I see it.
It's just, you know, I know it's never gonna end. Like, it's never gonna end. Like, this is my life now.
Yeah.
You know, but like a brand new kidney, like I said, would make everything significantly much easier. You know, like I could be more normal and actually have more free time.